Citizens of a free world, we are anonymous. It has come to our attention that many law agencies are now using a device called a stingray. The stingray is an IMSI catcher with both passive, digital analyzer, and active, cell site simulator, capabilities. When operating in active mode, the device mimics a wireless carrier cell tower in order to force all nearby mobile phones and other cellular data devices to connect to it. In active mode, the stingray is capable of performing multiple operations upon a cellular device, extracting stored data, such as international mobile subscriber identity, IMSI, numbers, and electronic serial number, ESN, writing cellular protocol metadata to internal storage, forcing an increase in signal transmission power, forcing an abundance of radio signals to be transmitted, tracking and locating the cellular device user, conducting a denial of service attack, and encryption key extraction and interception of communications content. The Stingray's passive mode operations include conducting base station surveys, which is the process of using over-the-air signals to identify legitimate cell sites and precisely map their coverage areas, and radio jamming for either general denial of service purposes or to aid in active mode protocol rollback attacks. The Stingray family of devices can be mounted in vehicles, on airplanes, helicopters and unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as carried by hand. In other words, they wish to effectively cancel any and all communications so we can organize and be able to preempt any protests and effectively negate one of our best ways to fight and send data, as every information would pass by them, censoring what they want, and try to arrest on false charges, or simply harass people to stop them from protesting. This will not do, so I ask for members of a collective to study this device, and help make an application for our mobile devices that will render the Stingray useless, as this is not only an invasion of privacy, it is a mockery to the law. The increasing use of the devices has largely been kept secret from the court system and the public. In 2014, police in Florida revealed they had used such devices at least 200 additional times since 2010 without disclosing it to the courts or obtaining a warrant. The American Civil Liberties Union has filed multiple requests for the public records of Florida law enforcement agencies about their use of cell phone tracking devices. Local law enforcement and the federal government have resisted judicial requests for information about the use of stingrays, refusing to turn over information or heavily censoring it. In June 2014, the American Civil Liberties Union published information from court regarding the extensive use of these devices by local Florida police. After this publication, United States Marshals Service then seized the local police's surveillance records in a bid to keep them from coming out in court. In some cases, police have outright refused to disclose information to the court, citing non-disclosure agreements signed with Harris Corporation. The ACLU has said potentially unconstitutional government surveillance on this scale should not remain hidden from the public just because a private corporation desires secrecy. And it certainly should not be concealed from judges. However, they continue to use them as they please because they can. Critics have called the use of the devices by government agencies warrantless cell phone tracking, as they have frequently been used without informing the court system or obtaining a warrant. The Electronic Frontier Foundation has called the devices an unconstitutional, all-you-can-eat data buffet. I wish to ask of a collective to join in this operation that I have called Operation Steve Irwin's Revenge against the use of the Stingray devices, and to devise a manner of effectively negating their unlawful violation of our privacy and civil liberties. We are anonymous, we are legion, we do not forget, we do not forgive. You should have expected us.